boys, we have some casting news. The Mandalorian adds Nick Nolte to the cast. He's joined the cast of the upcoming Star Wars streaming series, The Mandalorian. This is all according to The Hollywood Reporter. The series, which will air on the streaming service Disney Plus, will also star Pedro Pascal and Gina Carano that we talked about last week. And like these previous cast announcements that we've had, guys, we don't know a whole lot about the role. We just know that they are going to be involved with this project. Of course, Jon Favreau, we've seen him in the news the last couple of days, and we'll talk about that in just a moment. But first, David, let's just start with you. You hear Nick Nolte is going to be attached to a Star Wars project. Is this something to be excited about, knowing that this guy has been nominated for 3 Academy Awards in the past?
Well, David, that's a good question for me because I don't know Nick's filmography very well.
Okay.
I know he's been in a couple small roles in like The Hulk, and he's been in Tropic Thunder. One was a good movie, one was less than a good movie, the 2003 Hulk with Eric Bana. But I besides his small little roles, I don't think I've ever seen him in one of his major movies.
It's interesting to me because the internet kind of like shattered when this news dropped yesterday, and I think a lot of people know about maybe a negative story in Nick Nolte's past that has everyone talking. But I want to stay focused on the positive here. This is a high-caliber actor, another high-caliber actor that is attached to a Star Wars project. Jesse, your initial reaction to hearing cast member 3 announced?
2 immediate thoughts.
Okay.
First, John Fourleaf Tayback.
Oh, my God.
It's Tropic Thunder.
I knew you were going to do it.
But second thought was I immediately pictured some sort of a mentor role.
Interesting.
Like he has a very kind of like rough, gritty kind of look about him. Just as is. Just
he's also friends with Gary Busey, right?
Yeah.
Or did he get in the fight with Gary Busey? I don't remember how that went down.
But like it was kind of a comical moment. But I'm excited to see what he's going to bring to the show for sure.
Do we want to speculate? I mean, I like how you brought up the whole mentor idea. Could he be a mentor to the Mandalorian? Is he a mentor to another person? It's hard to talk about this project, too, because the Mandalorian, are we assuming, is a good guy? This is a gunslinger that's been described, so is this the protagonist? Is it an antagonist in a way? Are we supposed to be rooting for the Mandalorian? A lot of questions that I have. Just anything that we haven't brought up about Nick Nolte being cast in the Mandalorian?
He was originally one of the actors considered to play Han Solo. That's about it.
So it's not his first run-in with Star Wars, which is pretty interesting.
No.
Which the franchise would be completely different, I think, if you had Nick Nolte as Han Solo rather than Harrison Ford. A little different, right?
I'm still a fan of Harrison Ford. I don't think I'd want to change from that.
Yeah.
No, I think that Lucas made the right decision because I think the way the story goes is Nick Nolte actually was in the running to be cast as Han Solo before Harrison had even tried out. So Nick Nolte was on that short list, and like we just said, how this whole franchise is different if there's a difference in casting there. So excited to see what happens, and of course, this is still so early on. We expect to see something with this show, next year, to coincide with the October release of Disney Plus. You would think that the first episode would be right there around the corner, right?
I would think so, yeah. Yeah, for sure, because that's you said October for that. There's a lot going on with just a lot of shows in general. Marvel shows getting canceled.
Well, the whole slate is really impressive between the Star Wars, like you mentioned. You also have the Cassian Andor series, had the last season of Clone Wars. On the MCU side of things, you have Loki, you have Falcon and Winter Soldier, you have a slew of other Disney products already lined up. So it's really exciting to see how that will all unfold. We want to know what you think, though. So you hear about Nick Nolte being cast in Star Wars. What do you think about it? Let us know down in the comments below.